Welcome to Legacy Kings, brought to you by Crypto Millie. And
That's us, Jerry.
on today's episode, we're going to just discuss life topics about gas prices, for one, because we live in Indiana, and I've seen gas prices shoot up to $4.89. That's $5. Gas prices out west is literally $7.25. So if you have just a regular job and people was just now just getting by at that point in time with just literally managing the little amount of money that they had, you gotta put the kids in daycare, you gotta pay for school, you gotta put gas in the car, you gotta put food into the house. Like, it's a lot of things that we're gonna discuss, and this is why investing is so important, y'all. This is why investing is so important, and this is why we stress upon Legacy Kings, upon to you, is that you need another vehicle that's going to basically give you that passive income. Either it's through staking or if it's through the stock market with dividends. I'll let SSJ touch upon that topic. So SSJ, you want to go ahead and just talk a little bit about like dividends and things of that nature towards the people?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, a lot of the dividends ain't even really worth it because the high paying dividends, a lot of them like bullshit companies for real. Because Apple only paid what, like $1? I think maybe $1, if not $1, close to $1 or something like that. So that's really like 20 something cent a quarter. So you got to have a whole bunch of shares to really see any profit from it. Or like maybe Coke, for example. Coke somewhat decent. They pay a solid dividend, but I mean, yeah, you got to figure out something. Dividends from a life insurance policy, or yeah, you're gonna have to have something, man. Savings account ain't gonna do you no justice right now.
Because we got what, SSJ? We got the inflation, we got the cost of living. So even when, like, say you got
Not
a
even
good
just
job,
that.
so
Sleepy Joe want to raise taxes, man.
so now Sleepy Joe want to raise taxes on top of the cost of living and the inflation rate already as it is right now. So if you got a job making $20 an hour, especially living in Indiana, where the cost of living is a little bit cheaper than basically around the nation, well, people think that you're winning. But how can you be winning if you got a job, right, and you're making $20 an hour, and then they say, well, we're gonna give you the cost of living rate at 2 to 3%. So we're gonna break it down to you. Technically speaking, right, the inflation rate annually is between 10 to 14%. So, Crypto Millie, what do you mean? Yes, it's at between 10 to 14%. So that 2 to 3% that you literally just got, so we're just gonna take that 3% and we're gonna take the bare minimum at the 10%, right? So the inflation is still outpacing you by 7%. That is insane. And then you throw in gas prices at $5. So that's basically $2 off and a quarter from $7.25, which is the bare minimum, which is the minimum wage in the state of Indiana. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we just trying to enlighten our people, and we're trying to enlighten people around the world in general. Literally, because with what's going on in the market right now, I know it's stressful times. I know it's stressful times. I understand that. But do you want your children to go through the same struggles as what you're going through right now? Or do you want this opportunity to pass you by, as the dot-com era has passed not only you by, but your parents by? But I don't fault our parents, first and foremost. They just ain't had the knowledge, the tools, and the resources to be able to understand stocks at that particular time. Even in the '08, between '08 and 10, that was another golden opportunity. So it was basically two opportunities between 1997 to 2010. So you basically had a whole decade right then and there, right? For our parents, though. We talking about for our parents, though, King. You dig what I'm saying? And for the ladies out there, Queen, I see you. You know what I'm saying? But All I'm saying is don't let this opportunity, don't let this pass you by to the point where now that's 3 golden opportunities that them pass us by. We don't need these opportunities to pass us by any longer. So if you want to call me woke or whatever the case may be, then guess what? Yeah, I'll be that woke brother because, like I said, I want to break the chains from me, from my family, from my tribe, mentally and physically. Point blank
And I
period.
don't think people
Because
really care enough though.
you said what's up?
So I don't think people really care enough though, for real. Motherfucker rather
Mm,
be able to take an Instagram picture or you know what I'm saying, oh look at my car and all that old, you know what I mean, all that old bullshit. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't think
like,
people care.
but all it is though, SSJ is priorities. Like, where do you have your priorities at? Do you have your priorities in the internet life, or do you have your priorities in real life? Do you want to be on the slave shit, or do you want to be on the ownership? And then when you go from the ownership, right? Now we talking about control shit, correct? Now you go from control shit, right? Now you're allowing certain vehicles as a trust to be able to dictate and maneuver around as if it was you as the individual person. Because you know the only thing that they teach us, right, SSJ, please correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go into the dealership, when you go into your employer, when you go in to get your mortgage, we always want to do what? We want to sign our name down, right? But if you check your social security number, you dig what I'm saying? It doesn't say a capital O, lowercase R, Lando. That's my name. I just put my name out for Orlando. But this is Crypto Millie, baby. I'm just giving you an example. You feel me? But on there, everything is all capitalized letters. So what does that exactly mean? What it means is you've been cloned, you've been duplicated as an individual, which meaning that they was allowed to take a loan out on you. So when America like crash and burn and everything like that, guess what? They're not gonna be pointing fingers at, you know what I'm saying, at them. They're gonna be pointing fingers at you. You feel what I'm saying? Like literally, because the economy, how the economy is, because we're literally what, like $20 trillion in debt right now. And if you
Like
first
30.
citizen, like you said, what's up, SSJ?
No, I think it's closer to like 30 or 40.
That's what I'm saying. And then debt per citizen is literally 92 to 97,000. And then if you a tax paying citizen at that, like you got the job and you're actually working out here, and we already know how people feel when they out here and they working, and then you got people that's living off the government, and then they be like, oh man, why you living off the government? We gotta pay for that, and we work all hard and this and that. Well, last time, man, Robert Kiyosaki said, man, it's one of 2 ways to really, you know what I'm saying, live. That's to get rich. Seriously though, man, is to get rich, or you're gonna live off the government, because the government is gonna provide you for all your needs, and if you're not able to come up off the government, with basically giving you or handing you a free meal each and every single month and each year, hey man, our priorities, man, it's our priorities.
I ain't gonna lie though, because people, they be trying to shit on people that get like food stamps or housing or you know what I'm saying, some of that other shit. But you really think about it, like even Robert Kiyosaki said, and like Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know, some of his interviews and stuff. It ain't no that middle class shit dead, man. Either you rich or you poor at this point, for real. Because
only 1 or 2 ways, right? As rich or poor, no more middle class. So it ain't no 3-way dimension to it. It's only 2 dimensions.
yeah, that's a fact. Because you really think about it, even me, you know what I'm saying, at the time making like 25 an hour, and with no overtime, I'm seeing like 28, 2,900 a month. After maybe no, maybe like maybe 3,000 after taxes and all that shit. So
Mm.
that's really only like what, you know what I mean? You figure in, you throw in a couple bonuses and shit, maybe what, 40,000 a year with no overtime, bro. That's
Well, the meat is 35,000.
but that's what I'm saying, bro. But we both know gas, like you said, damn near $5. If you live in a decent
But
place, you're gonna pay at least. You stay in a decent
for a
spot, you're
bag
gonna pay for rent. No, what'd you say?
for a bag of chicken, we talking about $10 to $15 for a bag of
Yeah,
chicken. We're talking about really like meat, pork, and things of that nature. If you're into that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
This is plant
And then
based
like
life
you
over here.
said, it's shit.
Rich.
You gotta buy clothes. You gotta keep them fed. So yeah, man, that one source of income shit, that shit ain't it. Like you gonna have to figure
And
out
you
how
know
to
what?
trade, sell something. You gonna have to do something, man. You ain't just gonna be working no job and going home and kick your feet up. That shit over.
And you know what's so crazy is that people are still having fornication, right? So that means you're having fornication. That means once upon a time ago, I was told this: if you're having fornication, right, you got a gun, you spin it. You know what I'm saying? You got one bullet in it. You don't know when that bullet gonna go off, right? So you shoot the first time, boom. You know what I'm saying? You don't have those child. You're like, oh, I'm good. I'm in the game. Ooh. So then, hey, you go again. You be playing Russian roulette at this point. You feel me? And you shoot again. Oh, now you got a baby. So now what's going on right now, SSJ? We're talking about there is a crisis. We're talking about crisis nationwide of baby formula. Like they're running out of baby formula. And from just my experience alone, right? I understand that most women don't want to breastfeed like that. These not the old days. We in 2022 now, so you're not gonna have a lot of women that's willing to breastfeed their children to get that natural nutrition that their child needs. You know what I'm saying? But we will rely on the government for so much stuff. Man, I remember we were talking the other day. And a lot of people rely on medicine as well too. But what did you tell me the other day, SSJ, about the medicine? Where does that come from?
Yeah, most of our medicine come from India as far as like the pharmaceuticals, like the pills and shit like that. Like one in every three pills, if I'm not mistaken, come from India. But
Mm.
not only that, I've been watching these earnings reports. A lot of people, yeah, they saying they do hiring freezes and starting to lay off. So if they, million, billion, trillion-dollar companies, and they doing hiring freezes, and they could talk about they not making no money, how in the hell we going around saying we making money? We making 40, 30, 20,000 a year, 60,000 a year. Somebody lying,
And
man. If the big companies, if Walmart, if Walmart can't make a dollar, can't nobody make a dollar. That's just a fact.
yeah. But that's even for the six-figure earners too. Even if you're making 100,000 or you making 200,000 a year and stuff like that, right? But excuse me, most of them are still living to paycheck too, because just because your network increases, just because your earnings increase, right? That means your cost of living increases too. So that means that they're still living paycheck to paycheck. And last
Yeah,
time I
half the
checked,
people. I think it's like close to half, like close to 50% of people that make over 100,000 live paycheck to paycheck, just like a motherfucker to make 30,000.
come on. So they still in the same boat as you because they don't know how to redirect their finance because they wasn't financially savvy. It wasn't ABCs in the house, as Trap say. Shout out Big Trap. You know what I'm saying? But as far as your ABCs go, like we talking about ABC as far as like your alphabet, but they wasn't taught about assets, business, credit, dividends, and things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? They wasn't taught about cryptocurrency. They wasn't taught about stocks. They wasn't taught about having a trust. They wasn't taught about having LLCs. They wasn't taught about basically having a bulletproof life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that they prey upon is us. You know what I'm saying? Is that they want to sell you on a term policy, right? Every single time. Oh, well, I got $1 million policy. Ooh, I see you. But I'm only paying like $20 or whatever the case may be for this policy, but you don't know that you have an X amount of time. So it could be either a 15 pay, a 20 pay, or a 25 pay. But if you 30 years old, right, and you get this term policy, correct? So if I'm not mistaken, 30 plus 25 is 55. So that means you outlive that policy and you turn 56. Now guess where all that money goes right back to? Now that money goes right back to the policy owners of either Mass Mutual or whatever company that you went to. So basically, like nowadays, it's either you're gonna be prey or you're gonna be the predator. That's
No, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. Like, term makes sense for certain people. Like, you know what I mean? If your funds tapped right now, you like, fuck it, man, I just need some type of coverage. It's cool to get it,
Mm-hmm.
but if I was to get a term, I would make sure it's one that I could convert into, you know what I'm saying, the whole life. Eventually, at one point down the line, because that's one thing a lot of us don't know either. Like, yeah, you can, you know what I mean? Like you said, get the term and be like, man, damn, I want a whole life. I can't afford it right now. Where you can get that
Mm-hmm.
term and make sure it's a convertible term, you know what I mean, later on down the line. So when your finances do get back straight, you get in order, you can convert it to a whole life. So you don't got to worry about that, you know, term expire. But that's just like you said, some of the education and stuff that we don't be knowing as people in our community, because we ain't trying to do no research, we ain't trying to read no book. Shit, we just want to go to the club, fuck, you know what I mean? Bullshit, man.
And it's crazy because even if you got a job, right? I'm just gonna give y'all a little sauce. So we gonna kick game to y'all, right? So I hope y'all ready, right? So let's say if you working for Walmart, say you working for Amazon, you working for Coca-Cola, you working for any big organization that's out here, right? Well, if you're an employee, right? Well, you could be able to invest into the stock side, right? Instead of investing into a 401k, you could be able to invest inside the stock, which gives you a benefit of between 5 to 15% discount on the stock. So why wouldn't you do that instead of, oh yeah, I forgot, because they're gonna give you an employee match, right? So now we think about the employee match and everything like that, right? Because we're not thinking the long term. We're not thinking about the dividend play. We're not thinking about being a shareholder. We're not thinking about having true ownership, because what we was taught is just a 401k. There is multiple different vehicles that's out there for you, so you could be able to start investing your money. We talking black excellence here, talking straight black excellence, y'all. Like,
Hey,
come
before you
on,
go
man.
on
Like,
too, you know what I mean? Like you said with the employee match, because a lot of people be hollering at, oh man, you crazy, man, you don't put money in the 401k. Man, what about the employee match? But a lot of people don't even know how many years they got to be, you know what I mean, vested at that job to even get that employee match. Like me, for example, like I will have to stay at my job till October in order to get 75% of what's in that 401k. So basically, had I just been putting my money, and I didn't stay for 5 years, I can only take out what I put in, and they're gonna take half back of what they put in my shit. So at that point, you know, everybody hollering at 100%. You know what I mean? The employee match and this and that. But if I'm not mistaken, you go back and look. I think the average person stay out of job 2 or 3 years. So if a job requires you to stay 5 years to be vested, really, they just playing you to put your money in. They're gonna get theirs back off the top, and they getting paid from the brokerage company that, you know what I mean, you all signing up for the 401k through anyway, whether that be Fidelity, Wells Fargo, Vanguard, you know what I mean, whoever. So they're gonna get their money regardless.
And it's crazy that you say that, right? Because now I'm thinking this in my head. Well, I could put my money in a 401k, right? And if I keep continuing to contribute to it, in my head, it makes sense. Like, I'm winning, but everybody knows when you want to withdraw your money out of there, they're going to tax you heavily, a hefty fine, like 30, 40, 50% of your money, like literally. And that makes no sense for them to basically take the big chunk of your money. But what if I told you that there was vehicles out there? Like, I'm just keep it super simple. So let's say you have $100 right in a 401k. and now you have $100 in this vehicle that I'm telling you about, right? So when you take this $100 out this 401k on the left hand side and you go down, now you at $0, right? But now what if I told you that you have $100 in this vehicle that I'm telling you about, right? And you withdraw that $100 out of there, do you think that it goes down, or do you think that it will continue to go up and keep at pace? That's something to think about, because we have to have the knowledge and the tools and the resources nowadays to be able to identify what vehicles that's out there that will benefit not only me, but benefit my children. Because last time I checked, it's about building a legacy. This is what Legacy Kings is built on. This is about passing down from generation to generation, because it first starts with you, young king. It first starts with you, young queen. But most of all, it's for the tribe. What are you going to do for your kingdom? That's what it's about. It's about your kingdom. But it starts with the king first, though, because we are the head. We not the tail. So why would I take a woman's last name? They need to take my last name.
Like you said, really start at the household. Because that'd be the thing, too. Like, a lot of people, you know what I mean, they like, oh, man, how come they don't teach it in school? Or, you know what I'm saying? Well, the teachers didn't tell me. It's like, motherfucker, it's your responsibility to teach yourself and teach your kids. Like I said, you know what I mean, I was telling you even the other day, like, my daughter, only 3, asking me for Mickey stock. Like, granted, you know what I mean, it ain't no Mickey stock, it's Disney stock, you know what I'm saying? But she even got enough sense to know, you know what I mean, from me telling her that, you know, breaking it down to her, and when I show her portfolio, hey, this Disney stock, but in order for me to make it make sense to her, hey, this Mickey Mouse, this Mickey stock, this Minnie Mouse stock. So even it's starting to register in her head at only 3, but that's when you're supposed to do it, you know what I'm saying? When they 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know what I mean, coming up, rather than wait until they 17, 18, 19 are going to develop bad money habits. So that's why you got to start with the age,
man. And when they see you do that, though, King, like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight to see, though. It's a beautiful sight to see. Real beautiful, man. Real beautiful. Like, I love seeing that, man. Like, I love seeing that, because my son 5. Like, this is what he tells me. Because I done told him this on multiple occasions. Like, we don't celebrate holidays and things of that nature. So he already know. He going to be like, Daddy get me stocks. You know what I'm saying? Daddy get me assets. Mommy get me liabilities. Like mommy get me toys. You feel what I'm saying? Like, straight up. But we have to, and we got to plant the seed. That's what it's about, is planting the seed. And if you're willing to plant that seed, hey, you're on the right track, especially if you over here at Legacy Kings and you tapping in with Crypto Millie and you tapping in with SSJ. And I just want to say, like, if there's, like, any type of feedback, you know what I'm saying, please like, subscribe, comment. Just let us know how we doing. If you be able to catch our drift over here, tell us what we need to increase on, what we need to do a little bit better over here, so y'all can be more engaged with what we have going on over here. So please just, you know what I'm saying, just let us know everything like that. And you could be able to follow me on IG at crypto_Millie21. I talk mainly about cryptocurrency, talk about life, and you can just keep continuing just to, you know what I'm saying, follow us on YouTube at Legacy Kings, and just keep continuing to be tapped in with us.
Yeah, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the.ssj. And I just made a Twitter too. I can't remember my Twitter handle though. Let me go to my Twitter real quick. Yeah, I'll figure about that later. But yeah, just follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the.ssj. And we also got, you know what I mean, website www.legacykings.net, where you can go grab some merch, go grab some hoodies, flashcards. You need help opening up, you know what I mean, a crypto account or stock account for yourself, or, you know, opening up an account for your kids. We can assist you with that as well. www.legacykings.net. And we appreciate you guys for watching and listening. And we'll see you on the other side on the next episode.